All right, it's now time for the weekly fantasy recap show of the final week of the regular season, and as we look forward to the first round of the playoffs. Looking real quick to recap the games from the final week last week, starting with my game versus Cheese. This went pretty much as everyone predicted. I got the 119 to 75 point win. So I move to 7-6 and get into the playoffs with that win. GG's to Cheese. He didn't have that great of a week as a lot of his players let him down. His running backs, Mostert and Bernard, both really let him down, and Booker didn't do good either. So a rough week for Cheese to finish the season off for him at 5-8. His first season into the league, I think he was a pretty good addition. Had some issues with trading in the beginning, and some questionable free agent non-moves, like when McCaffrey got hurt, he didn't pick up Mike Davis. But overall, a good season for Cheese in his first year. He said he learned a lot, and I expect him next year to do even better. On my side, happy to be in the playoffs after missing the last 2 years. We'll see what happens. The only issue with my team last week was Antonio Gibson getting hurt at the start of the game, and looks like he's not going to play this upcoming week, so that hurts my team a bit starting the playoffs, but we'll see what happens when we preview the game. Moving on to the next game, we had Hunter versus Pussy, and this was a huge game that had a lot of playoff implications as it was going back and forth. And Hunter gets a pretty sizable win, 133 to 86. So Hunter finishes the year strong, gets to 6-7. Unfortunately, not good enough to get into the playoffs as he needed Matt to lose, and Matt did not
Just at
lose.
seventh.
Yeah, because the first person out based on points for at 6-7. Pussy also falling to 6-7 and out of the playoffs. So 2 years in a row now, Pussy hasn't been in the playoffs. Took a tough stretch as he was 6-3 at one point this year, and then lost his last 4 games of the year. That's a pretty big yikes there. Pussy made a lot of moves and trades, but they never seemed to work out for him. But Hunter finishing strong, a much improved season for Hunter compared to last year. Doesn't finish in last, finishes in seventh, just barely misses the playoffs. Had a strong final week. Hunter, any comments on how your season went this year and this matchup?
So, in our first matchup, I got raped, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But on this matchup, I honestly wasn't too worried. I had a good
Okay.
feeling with my matchups I was gonna win.
Mm-hmm.
I was more worried about Matt's game, and
Yep.
it proved to be I
Yep.
should have been more worried and tried to do more stuff, but I couldn't.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, unfortunately, that loss in week 10 to Cheese was the one that really broke your strong. When you lost that game, then you went from needing you just to win to needing help from other people. And anytime you're also needing help from others, you never know what's going to happen when you can't control your own destiny. So that one hurt, but like I said, good year for you, Hunter, and much improved. So GG's for that. Moving on to the next
Yep.
one, we have Pook versus Zach in a battle that wasn't pretty much went like people thought, as Pook got the 145 to 104 win. Zach falls to 7-6, but still makes the playoffs as a fifth seed based on points for and getting to 7-6. He gets in. Pook with the win moves to 10-3 and already had that first seed locked up. So just another strong week for Pook. Zach only scored 104, didn't have the greatest week as his quarterback really let him down, but he was also dealing with Connor out, some other bye and injury issues as well with no Mark Andrews, so hopefully he can get some of his normal guys back for the playoffs, and be one to compete as he is in. So GG's to Zach, GG's to Pook. Pook definitely looks like the favorite right now to win the whole thing. His team is looking the strongest overall, although Zombie's team is right up there as well, so it should be an interesting battle to see if anyone can take them out. But GG's both them. Zach's not here. When he is, he can make a comment if he wants about the game. Moving on to the next one, we have Bill versus Ernie, and this was a higher scoring than I thought affair, 138 to 134, as Ernie takes the loss and falls to 6-7. Bill got the win, moves to 5-8, so doesn't finish in last, finishes in 10th place, and takes down another person that was hoping to get into the playoffs. Back-to-back weeks for Bill that he had great weeks. Scored over 130 points in both weeks. Ernie could have won this matchup with Zeke on the goal line if Zeke would have just punched that in. They gave him 3 attempts in that fourth quarter, and he got stuffed on all 3 attempts, or else he would have won. But it didn't still matter, though, because with Matt and myself both winning, if he would have won this game, he would have went on 7-6, but he wouldn't have been in based on points for because he had less points for than me, Matt, Zach, and Slap. So it didn't quite matter really that Zeke didn't get it in, but he had a chance still to win the matchup at the very end. Ernie, any comments after the disappointing season? I know you wanted to be in the playoffs probably, but still you didn't finish in dead last like some people thought you would. So any comments?
Wow, someone thought I was gonna finish that last.
Yeah, there was a few at the start of the year when this was your first year back.
Really?
So
I thought that was everyone for Pusa. Pusa's team was
no, there was a few.
garbage.
There was a couple.
Yeah,
No, I'm
that's
talking
true.
about before the draft, like just coming
before
into the
the
league.
draft?
Yeah, just
I thought
coming.
it was mainly Hunter.
I
Caught
mean,
you thought I was gonna finish last?
I'll be
didn't
honest.
say
I kind of
shit.
thought Ernie might finish in dead last too. I
I thought it was
could
gonna
see
be
it.
Hunter.
Oh, you thought it was going to be Hunter that finished in dead last.
Yeah.
Ernie,
Yeah.
any comments after your season?
I got cheated out of several trades.
Yeah, you didn't make that many, but the ones you didn't turn out to be too good for you. I will say that. The McCaffrey experiment never worked out for you.
But
He could
Madison
have
won
made
it.
multiple trades with me, but he backed out of everyone.
I just
Yeah.
hope Pook loses the league because he
Oh,
didn't trade for Christian McCaffrey because he was being a bitch the last
Nope.
30 seconds of that
Nope.
trade.
I offered you the ability to make the trade right there,
And
and then you
you
didn't.
and you canceled the trade, you little pussy.
I canceled it because you didn't accept it.
You
so.
little bitch.
all right.
I hope it costs you.
Well, overall, Ernie, not a bad season. We'll see what happens next season with you. As you had 6 and 7's not horrible. You were right there in the mix all the way to the final week. So GG's to that. Moving on to the next one. This one was kind of the one that didn't really matter that much. Zombie versus the former manager known as Pete, who is no longer in the league as he has now been kicked out due to him going on a blocking tirade as well as dropping players after this week when anyone out of the playoffs is not allowed to drop players. So GG's to him.
Childish bitch.
So he loses to Zombie 161 to 130. Zombie gets the second seed and the bye with that win, moves to 8 and 5. We'll have a bye this week. Pete falls to 4 and 9 and in dead last. So you'll love to see a fantasy legend that was making the playoffs every year finishes in last this year. Can happen to anyone, but you hate to see that. But you also love
No,
to
you
see
don't.
that. Yeah,
You love
you're
to see
right.
it.
You love to see it.
You love to see.
So we'll see.
Justice being
As this
served.
is Pete's final year in the league, as he's already been kicked out.
Oh no.
So I'm sure everyone will be crying and be sad
You'll
over
be
that.
joining him in the old man league, though, right?
We'll be sad. There's no league even formed yet, Pook. I don't know yet. But so
But
yeah.
you didn't say you wouldn't join it.
I mean, it depends. If
You
Elder's
didn't
in
say
that
no.
league, then no, because I'm not playing with fucking Elder.
What about
But-
last captain?
No, probably not last cap neither, because fuck that bitch.
What
right, Matt?
about EA employee Ghost Puppy?
Whoa, Ghost Puppy. I mean, if he can get me some packs and some pack luck, maybe. But yeah, Zombie gets the win, kind of ho-hum, another 161 points, looking like a strong team to get to the final and win the whole thing back-to-back years. I would not be surprised at all if Zombie's team wins it all, although Pook is also very strong. So, and you never know. It only takes one bad week for some players for you to get knocked off in a week. I mean, both
Or
these
players
teams,
get injured.
Pook and Zombie, both lost. I mean, Zombie lost 5 times this year, so it can happen. We'll see what happens in the playoffs. They play the games for a reason, but he definitely looks strong. So, Zombie, any comments after you send Pete to the bottom and out of the league?
Yeah, fuck Bill. I should have been the one to fucking eliminate him. That he had to go fucking winning.
Well, I think Bill eliminating him was better than you because Bill's
Yeah, that's
team
very
was been
true.
kind of trash. So for him to lose to Bill
Well,
kind of just said all
that
that
was
needed
the
to be
icing
said.
on the cake.
Yeah, it
That was that really started
because
the
that
tip
just
over,
sent
'cause
him
that
to
was not expected.
inactivity and saltiness because he loses to Bill and when he thought he was going to rape Bill. But yeah. All right, moving on to the last game, and this was the other huge matchup that a lot of people were hoping one way or the other some people would win to help them get in. Slaps versus Matt, as Matt gets the 123-96 win. Slaps once again scoring under 100 points, but still makes it into the playoffs at 7-6. Matt with the win confirms his spot in the playoffs at 7-6. As Hunter got everything he needed with Ernie losing and with him beating Pussy, but he needed Slaps to pull off the victory to get in, and Slaps couldn't do it for him. Where on the flip side, Slaps needed Hunter to win, and Hunter did win, so Slaps is in and the 6th seed, the
I
final
even
spot.
held my lead. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, you did. You did. You did what you need to do. Just Slaps let you down, unfortunately, as his team kind of was a yikes. Lamar Jackson had a good game, though, but it was against Dallas, but it was still good to see. James Robinson continued to do what he does, but that's kind of where it hit the roadblocks with Hayden Hurst only getting 1.9. He started a negative defense. Sterling Shepard didn't do anything. James White didn't do anything. So some question marks. DK only had 13 points, which was not that great. Where on Matt's side, I will say this because I know this is what he would say. He was led to the playoffs by his boy, Cameron Newton, with 23 big points against the Chargers as they absolutely raped the Chargers, took them to the woodshed and raped them 45-0. That game was ugly. And then, I mean, Derrick Henry, though, didn't do a whole lot with 5.9, but Cam picked up the slack. Logan Thomas also had a good game, which was a good pickup by Matt there. And then Adam Thielen came back and popped off like we all thought he would. So GG's to Matt, gets the crucial win he needed to get into the playoffs. Slaps, though, still stays in the playoffs as the 6th seed. So both these teams will be in. Slaps, any comments after a disappointing week for you once again? Under 100 points. Your team's kind of, the last few weeks, been falling off a little bit. Not what you want to see
Yeah.
going into the playoffs.
I mean, I've got some concerns. It's just frustrating when I'm seeing injuries happen and
Yeah.
nothing's really going my way. So
Yeah, you do have quite a few injuries, but you might get some of them back for the playoffs this week, which would be huge for you. So we'll see when we preview it. Matt, any comments from you about your big win over Slaps, or did I pretty much sum it all up with Cameron Newton?
I mean, I needed a big performance from Cam because by running backs that week, we're never going to do good. And I don't know why Hunter was thinking that he had a chance. My team was always going to outscore, beat the margin, and I was always going to beat Slaps. Slaps' team was dumpster that week because of injury. So Hunter,
True.
I don't know what he was really
I
hoping there.
think when Lamar started off so hot in that first quarter and first half, I mean, at one point it was down to only 18-point deficit. So I mean, there was a slim chance, but I think that was just kind of fake.
Yeah, I needed. Yeah,
hope by
I mean,
Hunter,
I mean, Lamar needed to put up a career high and beat that career high or not career high. He needed to put up like a season high and then beat it by 10 points, and that was never gonna happen.
You
So,
can always hope, but Amari did
good
it.
job, Slaps.
so.
You made the playoffs. Good job.
thank you.
Yep.
GG's.
Yep. All right. So moving real quick, like we touched on the final standings for the season, we had Pook in first at 10-3, only team with double-digit wins. Congrats to Pook on the #1 overall seed. Zombie at 8-5 in the 2nd spot. Then on points 4, you have myself at 7-6 as the 3rd seed, Matt at 7-6 as the 4 seed, Zach at 7-6 as the 5 seed, and Slaps at 7-6 as the 6 seed. So 7-6 was the number this year, as you had to get to 7 wins. Sometimes in the past, 6 and 7 could make it in that last spot, but 7 wins was the number this year, and that's
Can we look
crazy
at the
standings.
bottom of the
Yep, I'll show it in just a
standings real-
second. Yep, I'll
Well,
show
no,
it just-
no, not there. But can we
What?
just look at that 11th spot real quick and see who's in that 10th spot?
Oh
Just look at
yeah,
that name.
Cheese. If Cheese was here, he might have to change his name now that he finished below Bill. Also finished, I believe, below Bill on points 4. Yeah, by like 120 points. So
Yeah, you can't
I
say
Yeah,
that
he
when
had,
you're
the
that
least,
low.
he had the least
Yeah,
amount of points.
I think you
for.
need to change that name, Cheese, if you ever watch this video. But anyways, Hunter, like we said, first man out at 6-7. Unlucky, had a lot of points for this year, just a little unlucky on some of the games, didn't go his way. Pussy, 8 at 6-7. Pete
Fuck me.
or Ernie,
Yeah, you
sorry,
cost me
Pete's
2 of
killed
those.
his cousin. Yeah, that was
Oh, maybe don't
also
be
unfortunate
so
with the
fucking
schedule,
garbage.
Hunter, that you
Shut
had to face Pook twice. Anytime you got to face Pook twice, that's not good.
If we had a no tight end league, you would have won.
Yeah, and
That is very true. Well, actually, I don't know about that.
I
Kelsey
faced
was.
Lee twice and I got in the playoffs. So
Yeah,
shut the fuck
yeah,
up.
that is true. Zach faced him twice and got in. That's a good
who
point,
was the other
Zach.
person
Welcome.
you played twice?
Not
who'd
the
you play
easiest
last week?
person in the league.
Oh,
Who'd
Cheese.
you play last week?
He played
Oh
Cheese.
my, yeah. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah. But and then Ernie at 6
Why
and
can't we play
7,
Cheese every
one
week?
game out, right?
Exactly.
Then we
good
had
idea.
Bill and
Craig
Cheese at 10 and
twice.
11, at 5 and 8, and then Pete, the former person known as Pete, who's no longer owns his team. So no name team,
Scamming ass
4 and
fucking
9.
bitch ass
Yep.
motherfucker. I hope
Yep,
he watches
the
this. man.
scammer,
Shit's
4 and
ass
9. Never
bitch.
thought I'd see
I
that.
don't think he's watching
And
this.
yeah, he's
Wow,
definitely
shut the
not.
fuck up,
So.
you henchman bitch.
And then just to look at points for, so I mean, really, if you look at it, it's good to see that the top 3 points for all were 1, 2, and 3. You would love to see if points for just finish where everyone finishes based on points for. Unfortunately, then it got a little off. Matt finished 4th as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4 were all. Oh wait, no. Hunter finished 4th. So that's where it's unlucky, Hunter. You've had the 4th most points scored, but you don't make the playoffs. That's tough. That is tough. And then points against. I mean, I faced the most points. Pook was really close. Zombie had a lot. I mean, all the playoff teams really faced a lot of points for, which is why the standings were so close this year, because everyone faced a lot of points and was pretty even. So GG's on the regular season. Congrats to the teams that make the playoffs. Unlucky to those who don't. Although the teams that do not make it, that are here tonight, will have a chance to actually make their entry fee back, as we will talk about that.
Plus Bill.
here. Yeah, plus Bill. I've already DM'd him. So we're going to talk about that right now. So looking at the playoff matchups for this week, as we said, Zombie and Pook both have buys, so they are awaiting their opponents and are going to watch them battle it out. The winner of Zach and Matt will play Pook, and the winner of me and Slaps will play a Zombie. So whoever can survive this week has a tough game next week against those two juggernaut teams, but you never know what can happen. So how this is going to work for Ernie, because he's in here, Hunter, and Bill, right? Yes. Ernie, Hunter, and Bill. How's this going to work? Hunter and Ernie, you are going, and you can DM me this later, you are going to predict the whole playoff situation. So basically kind of like a March Madness thing. You're going to predict the bracket all the way to the championship, and with that, you are going to give me score totals for each team in each matchup week. So, for example, this week you're picking the 2 games, Zach and Matt versus me and Slaps, and you're going to assign points on what you think each team's going to score. So as we go over the preview for this week, that can also help you with the projections. You can either go strictly off ESPN projections, or you can pick your own based on what you think they're going to score. You have to be within 5 points for each team. So if you think Zach's going to score 130 and you think Matt's going to score 125, as long as you're within 5 points either way of that score, and you pick the correct winner, if you do that for all 3 weeks, including the championship week, you will win your $100 entry fee back from me. If you do not predict something correctly along the way, like let's say this week you incorrect pick one of the scores or one of the matchups, then next week, as long as you're back in the show next week, you will get to predict next week's matchups as well as the championship. If you predict that right, you will get $75, so almost your whole entry fee back. If you're wrong next week, as long as you're back for the championship week show, you will get to predict that single matchup. If you predict that single matchup correct, as well as the points within 5 points, then you'll win $50.
Cool.
The people that are out this week, so the people that lose, so let's say me and Zach lose this week, next week, as long as you're in the show, you would get to predict and participate to try to win $75 next week. Hunter, you have any questions? Ernie, have any questions? You understand what you need to do?
No, that's pretty good explanation.
I'm just gonna say my good friend Zach's gonna win the league.
All right. Well, then you should put that in your bracket.
And I hope
Can you-
he's 10 points.
CaneGuardMike.com.
Pook
Can you
League,
scroll down
you-
to that consolation bracket? I just want to see it real quick.
Why the fuck
yeah.
you want to see that waste of time shit?
Real quickly, we have Pussy versus Hunter again.
Wasn't Hunter the one that didn't want to waste time?
Shut the fuck
Shut
up.
the
Hunter,
fuck
move
up,
on.
Matt.
I
Shut the
literally
fuck up,
just,
Matt.
I literally
I
just
would
said
like to
scroll
say-
down and look at it real quick.
Okay. Well, there it is.
Fuck you, you can do that on your own.
Basically, it's rematches except for Cheese versus Pete. That's
I would
that's
like to say that I am winning the toilet bowl. Hunter, do you
Okay.
want to put a little wager on it?
Moving
okay.
on.
You want a side wager, Hunter, on that?
Possibly.
Fucking pussy.
Okay.
$20.
Fucking
Oh,
pussy.
possibly isn't the side wager.
Hunter's
Who-
got to ask for his
uh,
allowance.
Oh my god. Here we go.
Nah,
All
I
right,
just
so
saw that
as we
one more for
preview these two
$270.
matchups
Ooh.
for this
what
playoffs,
he
week
said.
1, we go to the first matchup, myself versus Slaps, and this one is a
Oh,
close
damn.
one. Obviously, winner goes on to play Zombie. So 117 to 119 is the current ESPN projection, so they're projecting me for like a 2-point win. Obviously, this is a big game for the playoffs, but also it's a revenge game for me as I want to beat Slaps after he cost me that .44 loss in that heartbreaking Week 6 matchup. So hopefully I can get my revenge this week. Slaps has Lamar Jackson against Cleveland. Not horrible, but Cleveland's been playing good. James Robinson against Tennessee. That's a great matchup. I like that. James White currently in there against the Rams. That's a tough defense.
Old reliable.
So you better hope that old reliable's catching the ball because he isn't probably going to get a lot of rushing. DK Metcalf against the Jets is a great matchup. Mike Evans against Minnesota is very good as well. Hayden Hurst against the Chargers. He's listed as questionable. We'll see what happens with him. And Jamison Crowder against Seattle is also pretty good as he had a big game last week. And he's got the Bengals defense against the Cowboys currently in there. On my side, I have Aaron Rodgers against Detroit. I like that matchup. Alvin Kamara against the Eagles on decent defense. Hopefully, Kamara had a good week last week. Hopefully, Kamara
Terrible
can
quarterback.
get some more points. Yeah, he's got fucking Taysom Hill in there, who still didn't throw him that many balls, but hopefully
wins.
get a little better. Kenyon Drake against the Giants, as I most likely do not have Antonio Gibson because he is now doubtful with turf toe. Not a good injury to have. He'll probably be
Yikes.
out for the playoffs. You hate to see it. Chris Godwin listed as questionable against Minnesota, and Tyler Lockett against the Jets. So basically, in wide receiver matchups, me and Slaps both have a Seattle wide receiver, and we both have a Tampa Bay wide receiver. Our matchups could come down to those wide receivers, which ones get the better end in that game, as they all have great matchups, the Jets and the Vikings. It's just a matter of which wide receiver duo puts up more points. That could be the difference. Gronk against Minnesota, and then CeeDee Lamb in there against Cincinnati. I like the matchup, as I most, like I said, do not have Gibson most likely. And right now I have the Packers against the Lions, but most likely will be changing that. Yeah, like I said, I am hoping for a revenge game this week against Slaps after that tough one, so I'm going to pick myself, but I do think it will be close. We both have injury issues, like I said, with me having Gibson. He has Kenny Galladay, who might play, possibly. Josh Jacobs, who also might play, so if he gets both them back, then I think he's the favorite if he can get them back in there. Or DJ Moore, who's listed as out, but I don't think that's updated. They're still
He has
predicting for
COVID.
points. He's got COVID, so we'll see what happens with him. So I mean, he could get some bolsters into his lineup to help him a lot if they all come back. So I need to get a little lucky on that sense with some of them being missed.
Jeez.
So we'll see what happens. Pook, who do you think is winning this matchup and facing Zombie?
I think you're gonna win, but if I'm Zombie, I would want Slaps to win.
Okay.
'Cause I wouldn't
Interesting.
want to play Kamara and Gibson.
Okay. Well, there's no
Especially with
guarantee Gibson.
Kamara.
There's no guarantee Gibson would be back in that
Yeah.
week. I mean, turf toe is one that usually lingers.
He'll
So-
tough it out to help the Washington no names win the division.
Oof. Okay.
Hey.
Well, I hope. I hope. All right. Let's see here. Zombie, who do you want to face? Who do you want to win, and who do you think's gonna win?
I'd rather face Craig Paulson and but
Okay.
Hurry the
Uh,
fuck up.
I think if you had Gibson, I
Yeah.
would pick you,
Jesus,
but
Yep. It's a tough loss.
imagine being out because of a toe, Zach.
Yeah. Hurts. All right. So you think Slaps is gonna
I'm-
win then?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Slaps could win.
All right. Zach.
Aye.
A tie. Okay. It can't necessarily be a tie, but okay.
Wait.
What?
There's no way. There's no way you lose this golfer. You got this.
Okay. All right. Thanks. All right. Matt.
Gunner by a landslide.
Ooh.
Landslide.
All right, Ernie.
Joiner by landslide. I
Okay.
don't know how the fuck this
Hunter,
guy got in.
Well,
Motherfucker.
because he had
after
more
the
points
MVP
for than you, Ernie,
Shut the fuck
and you
after
lost.
after
Shut-
the MVP of this season had a rough week last week, he's gonna go to
Hurry the
Mr.
fuck
Old
up, Hunter.
Reliable to Tyler
Jeez.
Lockett, and it's gonna be a 30-point win
Hey.
for Golfer.
All right, I like to hear that. Come on, Russell. And
Yeet.
Slaps. You gonna pull off this win or what?
Um,
Knock me out again? In heartbreaking fashion?
Oh no.
I'm pretty confident that Jacobs and Goldie will play. Well, Goldie, I'm not as confident with. I'm pretty confident in Jacobs playing.
Okay.
And if he
Who
does,
does he
I
play?
like him.
He plays Indy. Ooh, that's a tough defense. Okay.
Yeah, but even still, I like my matchups a lot. I like James Robinson against Tennessee. DK Metcalf, I think, is going to have a better game than Tyler Lockett.
Okay.
Mike Evans against Minnesota. Yeah, I mean, I like Crowder
Oh
against Seattle
my
as well.
God.
I don't know.
Jesus
I
Christ,
like my
Bert.
matchups.
Calm
Fucking
down. Let him
Hey.
talk. It's
I
his
like my
matchup.
matchups a lot, and I feel like I'm going to win it.
All right. All right. Well, good luck to you, sir.
Anything
May the
else?
best
Same to
team
you.
win. All right. And then the second playoff matchup of the week to face Pook's Juggernaut team. We have
Can I
Zach
talk first?
versus
time?
Matt. Yeah,
No.
sure. Zach versus Matt in a very close game as well. So both of these games looking like they're going to be close. 118 for Zach to 120 for Matt. Zach has Herbert against Atlanta, Chris Carson against the Jets, which those are both good matchups, especially after Herbert had a bad game last week. You'd expect him to do better. McKissick
Fucking
in there
horrible game.
against the 49ers. So now with Gibson being out, that could be really good for McKissick. So he'll definitely get a lot more touches. Michael Thomas can't guard Mike against the Eagles. Allen Robinson against Houston. That's a great matchup for Allen Robinson, who's been going crazy. Mark Andrews back in there off of the COVID against Cleveland.
The
And,
dreaded COVID.
and Robbie Anderson against Denver. And the Lions defense against Green Bay. Are you changing
Great
that, Zach?
defense.
Oh,
No, I
great.
trust them.
Okay. All right. If you still have the Lions in there come Sunday, I will be changing my pick to Matt.
1.3 average.
On Matt's side, he has Cam Newton against the Rams on
Oh, okay.
Thursday night. So that's a big Thursday
big
night game
game.
tomorrow
Oh,
night.
shit.
Yes, it is. Derrick Henry against Jacksonville. That's a great matchup for Derrick Henry. I expect him to bounce back big time. Ronald Jones against Minnesota is also pretty decent. Devontae Parker against Kansas City. We'll see if Tua's in there. He probably won't do as good, but so it's still not a bad play. Adam Thielen against Tampa Bay. Logan Thomas after that huge game last week against the 49ers this week. So the Washington no-name going up against Zach. Could pop off. Chase Claypool against Buffalo and the Rams defense against the Patriots. So he's got the Rams defense against Cam Newton tomorrow night. Yeah, so that's a huge game to start this matchup. I said this earlier, but I think it really comes down to the quarterback play in this matchup. I could see some of Zach's running backs popping off, like Carson against the Jets, but I could also see Henry and Jones doing pretty well. I think wide receiver wise, I think Zach has a little bit of the edge, but I still like Matt's wide receivers as well. So I really think it's going to come down to the quarterback play. If Cam Newton does not look good and does not get those rushing touchdowns tomorrow night against that Rams defense, who's very tough, and he ends up with like 5 points or something, then I think Madrista's in big trouble, because Herbert against Atlanta, I think in a bounce back game after he looked horrible, I think he's going to pop off for like 25 plus. So if Cam can't match it or come close to it, then I think Zach's get the win. I'm going to pick Zach in a close game, and I think he wins. Zach, so go ahead.
All right, Golfer. First of all, I just have a quick yes or no question.
Okay.
Can Matt and I do Superman Cam versus Can't Guard Mike straight up?
No. I don't even know why you would ask that.
Okay, you're a pussy. Moving on.
No.
You're a pussy.
That
Moving
would
on.
have been great to watch.
It would have. This is going to be the highest octane of games we've ever seen in the history of the league.
Uh-huh.
This is going to be an 80-point performance from Superman Cam and a 80-point performance
Okay.
from Can't Guard Mike.
So they're
And
gonna
it's
win.
all just gonna lead up. It's all just gonna lead up to a 252.6 point tie.
Okay.
That's my prediction.
I mean, you predicted a tie in your previous matchup, and you won by
and it
what,
almost
15?
happened if we would have started those two the same guys.
You won by 15, so it
I
didn't
can't remember who it
almost
was
happen.
off the top of my head.
All right. All
Moving
right.
on.
Yep. Pook, who is winning and facing you? I know who you want, but who do you think's gonna win? Is it the same as who you want?
Wait. Can I also say, if somebody actually does win this game, I hope they beat the fuck out of Pook Lee. I really do. I hope they
Of
burn that
course.
motherfucker to the ground. If somebody actually wins this game.
Well, somebody's winning it.
Uh,
I mean, that's a guarantee.
I mean, we don't really know that.
yeah,
but
no, we
okay.
do. It does. Even if you tie
we
on
don't.
points, somebody will be moving on to face Pook, and
If
it's
it's a
only one
tie,
of
we-
you.
If it's a tie, we
Shut
kick Pook out
up,
of the
Hunter.
playoffs.
Shut the
and
hell
then
How
up.
play
about this,
again.
Zach? Since you always predict a tie, if it is a tie by some crazy way, and you're exactly tied on points,
Yes.
how about Hunter goes on and plays Pook?
Whoa, Ernie should go. What the fuck? Fuck
I
that.
agree with Hunter.
not you and Zeke.
I would let my friend Pusa or my friend Ernie go.
Hey.
But they would just get embarrassed.
Ooh.
Yeah, they. would
Hunter
get
actually
Not
has
really.
a chance to
How would I
compete
get
a little bit.
embarrassed?
How
What?
would
What?
Ernie get
I-
embarrassed?
Ernie-
He has Christian McCaffrey.
Ernie has Zeke.
Ernie.
Yeah, actually,
Ernie doesn't-
I don't want to play Ernie. I don't want to play
Oh,
Ernie.
you don't want to? Okay. Wait. Pook
No.
doesn't want to play? All right.
If-
So how about
if
this?
some-
Yeah,
If it's
yeah,
a
let it.
tie, if it is a tie,
I'm not
an
gonna
exact
win.
tie between Matt and Zach, since you guys are both predicting a tie, right? Matt, are you predicting a tie?
I am going to be predicting a high octane 250 point tie.
Okay. So if it is a tie, like you both say, then Ernie gets to go on to the playoffs and
Hey,
play
I like that.
Pook.
I like it.
If it is
Okay.
a tie,
You agree to that?
I will not be agreeing to that because I want to let because our teams are going to be high octane enough to put up a performance against Pook. So if it's
Ernie,
Zach,
you
that's
see?
good. If it's me,
So
It
Matt,
is
so
me,
you're so
I
wait,
have
you're
no idea
not
what's
agreeing to
going
that,
on.
Matt?
Ernie,
I'm
you,
not.
you fucked yourself today
You
with this
fucking
relationship.
Okay. All right. So we don't have a deal then. So okay. All right. Let's see. Ernie, who's winning this matchup?
This is not even a competition. This
Yeah.
idiot over here has Cam, the fraud that can't throw over 5 yards.
Whoa.
He's not gonna get 10 points.
Okay.
Aaron Donald's gonna put him in his pocket. He's gonna start the wrong Minnesota running back again.
Hey,
Devontae
okay,
Parker's
he
fucking
You mean
ass.
Tampa Bay running back?
He doesn't have.
Dumbass.
Whatever the fuck his name is, and he doesn't have the number 1 wide receiver in Minnesota. He has Chase, the fraud Claypool.
I would
He's gonna
disagree
lose by
with that,
40
but
fucking
okay.
points. And he's gonna throw his little bitch fit.
Anything
And he's
else?
gonna leave the group chat, and he's gonna be better to get back in.
Go on the website, Ernie.
Okay.
Can't guard Mike Doc.
All right.
You
So
heard
there's
it.
one
Did I even
person
pick?
for Zach. No, I think you got interrupted. Go ahead, Pook.
can I respond to that?
So keep your mouth
Oh,
shut.
go ahead.
Go ahead and
Can I
respond.
respond?
Yes. Go ahead, Matt.
So just so everyone knows that me leaving the chat was sarcasm in Tyler just because I thought it was
Oh,
funny.
no.
And then when it comes to
Oh.
Ernie, as I said, I'll say it
Oh,
again and I said it in
no.
the group chat. Ernie, for some reason,
Man.
loves
Oh,
just
no,
making
we're
fun
not
of
gonna
me.
go down
I
this
have
road.
yet to say anything about Ernie that isn't either
What?
just a joke about video games
What?
or a joke about his
This-
poor
But do you not think
What?
Ernie's joking
This is
as
gonna
well?
go on forever. This is gonna go on forever. This
I
is absolute-
just
gotta
want to end
leave
it like
this
that.
shit up.
Ernie is a great lad who I hope means good
Oh
and
my
I hope does
God.
great things in his life. GG.
Oh my
So,
God.
if
That
Unlucky
you're
Ernie
all
didn't
these
make the
great
playoffs.
things,
Unlucky.
agree to the bet.
Unlucky,
Agree
mate.
to the bet that I'll take over
Unlucky
the ties,
lad.
pussy.
Unlucky lad.
Okay.
You
Unlucky.
fucking coward.
All
Ernie, you
right.
put up 80 points.
All right,
Sounds like a
Pook.
great
So I think I know who you
Hunter,
want to
wanna bet I'll
play.
beat you this week, pussy?
Just relax. All right, Pook. Who is winning and who do you want to play?
I want to play Zach, but I think
Yep.
Matt will win.
Okay.
Ah!
So you think Matt's gonna win this week? Okay.
Yep.
All
I
right.
think
He
he's
doesn't have
gonna
a
win next
quarterback.
week
How's he
too.
gonna play
Your
without
bitch
a
ass.
quarterback?
What? Okay.
Well, what do
He
you
doesn't have
mean?
a
He has,
quarterback.
he has
Hunter,
starting
I
quarterback
tried to
Logan
get you into the
Thomas.
playoffs, lad. Unfortunately, it got
It
shut
was-
down
it
by
was
one
close.
side. It was a
close.
close.
It almost worked.
It was close. Yeah. So who do you think is winning this
But-
matchup?
We're gonna know who's gonna win this by tomorrow night. If Cam
Oh
doesn't
yeah,
pop
I
off,
like that.
I don't think Justin Herbert's gonna go crazy. I bet he'll put up like 20 or 25. But
mean,
I
that's pretty
really
high.
think, yeah, that is high for him. But I
Nah,
really
really?
think Cam-
What?
Cam
No,
Newton's
it's
gonna
not really that high.
Cam Newton's gonna
averages
put up
one.
30 points, and he's
Oh
gonna have
my
a season
God.
high, and he's gonna win.
Against
Wow.
Aaron Donald.
So you think Cam Newton's going to do good tomorrow night?
Yeah, I think he's gonna
Huh?
show out.
Can't even
Friday
Okay.
Well, how
night
many
Cam.
touchdowns? How many
Alright.
touchdowns?
3.
Total
All
touchdowns.
rushing?
3.
All rushing?
I mean, of
Not
course.
all rushing. We'll see 1 rushing and 2
One
passing.
rushing and
Oh,
2
you're an
pass.
idiot.
And
You're
how
an
many
idiot.
interceptions? Hunter,
Two
Hunter,
passes,
Hunter,
two
Hunter. Hold on, let me
He's
ask.
gonna-
Moving on.
Hunter, hold on, Hunter.
He's gonna have
Oh,
a
shit.
clean slate.
Okay,
no
Hunter, can I
interceptions.
ask you a question? Let me see if you know this. Do you know what
This is
Cam
2010.
Newton's touchdown, passing touchdown to interception ratio is this year?
It's probably 1 to 1 or 1 to 2.
No.
Like 1 to 5.
Let's take a look.
It is
This is
5
the
to 9.
2010
5
Auburn
passing
Tigers.
touchdowns to 9 interceptions for the year.
Holy
God
shit,
damn.
that's so
That
bad.
is very, very bad. The only thing that saves Cam Newton is his rushing touchdowns.
How
That is
can
it.
you be worse
That
than
is it.
Carson Wentz? You're
That is
dog
it.
shit.
But if you think he's going to have 2 passing touchdowns tomorrow, then that would be a huge game because Cam will probably have 2 rushing. So he'd have 2 rushing and 2 passing and would have a huge game. So you might be right.
Yeah.
All right. So that was our.
I mean, and when it comes to him, his passing,
he
look at his
can't
fucking wide
throw.
receivers.
He can't throw.
Look at his wide receivers. Look at his wide
9 interceptions.
Hey.
Okay.
Hey,
Okay.
Ernie, if you
All
truly
right.
want to be a great friend with me, you should keep your. You really worry about me a lot. You really get really antsy. You know what they say about that? When
What
you
the
really
fuck
worry
is
about
going
me.
on?
You must really want to be a good
All
friend
right,
with me if you
moving
just
on,
keep getting
moving
all
on,
worried.
moving
I
on,
understand.
Would you
on,
would you
move on,
say
move
wait
on.
Matt? Would you say Ernie is a friend or just an acquaintance?
A
I
foe.
consider Ernie a friend.
Oh,
but
you
I don't
do,
know if
but
he
not an
does.
acquaintance. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Nah, you're just a gaming acquaintance because that's
Okay,
what you
thank
label it.
Thank you. Yes, I got it. I was
Labels.
hoping.
This is so
All right,
cringe.
all right. Moving on to all right. So Hunter and Ernie, don't forget to give me those playoff bracket predictions. Just DM me them before the game tomorrow.
So it's
and-
just
Give me
these
that
2
shit
games,
and
not the
then
whole
I'll
bracket.
submit
no, you got to do the whole
Fuck.
bracket. The whole bracket.
Fuck.
The whole bracket. So whoever
We
you're.
have technically 3 attempts, but it'll be different money.
Yes.
Jesus, shut the
Yes.
fuck up, Hunter.
Exactly. Hunter.
Ernie.
Good
Trash,
question.
You're out of the
Idiot.
playoffs.
That
You're
was a
lower
good
than me.
question.
Shut up.
Good question. Because I guarantee you,
Uh,
Ernie's gonna fuck it up and not
Can
send
I
me the
wager
right
Hunter
things.
that
Ernie, you
I'll-
literally asked 20
Can
times
I
how
You
you
can-
would get
listen.
in
Oh
the
my
playoffs.
God.
Listen, you
Still
can
did not
wager
do it.
him whatever you want, but do it in the DMs because it sounds to me like Hunter doesn't want to wager right now live on
Fucking
the
pussy.
stream. All right, all right. Moving on, Zach. It is now time for your segment, Zach. Good.
Flip, I gotta open up Discord.
Yep. Now
Hold on,
time
I
for
need
your
a longer
segment,
intro.
Zach.
I need a longer
Zach.
intro.
All right.
Oh,
Well,
10
this
seconds.
week on Zach's segment, since we're in the mood talking about playoffs, Zach decided to do a playoff segment.
All right.
And here we go, Zach. Take it away.
Another week, another.
Mute yourself in
segment of-
Discord, Zach. Mute yourself in Discord,
Oh,
Zach.
holy shit!
Just
Mirror
deafen
yourself.
Just
yourself.
deafen
fucking
yourself. It doesn't
God.
matter.
Just
I don't know
definitely
how.
proceeds. Keep going, Zach.
Hello, does it work?
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you made it yourself.
All right, here we go. Another week and another week of Zach 10K's completely unbiased fantasy football rankings playoffs edition. Here we have a fun little segment that the graphics man pulled up, worked up all by himself. We have some fun former people that we may or may not have known. we also have some things such as Amazon and friendships and Michelin
allegedly.
ballots in this little fun bracket here, with the winner being
The best scams ever.
Pete?
yeah. All right,
The best scams
moving
ever.
on. Let's go. Moving on.
Isn't he the best scammer ever?
Yeah, he's the best gamer ever. Moving on.
Oh, he got
Okay.
caught.
Yeah, he got caught. At number 1 in our fantasy playoff bracket, we have Can't Guard Mike.
Ooh, spelled
As you can
correctly
see
this
here,
time.
thank God. As you can see here, he gets a bye, and he will play the 2 or the 3 seed, known as
You mean the 9?
okay, the 9 seed. The graphics man messed me up there. Either the bumfuck Bills or we have Matt. The graphic man says 9 or 8. That
What's
is
the
a
picture
trig-
of? I'm playing FIFA right now. Can
It's
someone
just
Oh,
2
describe
people
it?
shaking
It's
their
friend
hands.
or Clayton?
Friend or
Oh.
acquaintance. Number 9 versus number 8. Bumfuck Bills versus Matt.
I got
The
my
winner
money on
plays
Matt on
Can't
that
Guard
because
Mike.
fuck the Bills.
Well, we're gonna have to see next week.
I
Moving
don't
on, we have
know.
some juicy matchups here. I'm not sure what part of the bracket this is.
Oh, golfer
5
number
versus
5.
12.
5 versus 12. We have golfer at number 5. versus number 12, Zombie.
Easiest win of my
Well,
life.
Oh my.
I don't want to be any
So are you saying if you win
spoilers
this
for
round and
next
you play
week.
Zombie next week, you're gonna
I
be an
mean,
easy
listen,
win?
me and
Interesting.
Zombie and this, and me and Zombie and our fantasy teams are totally different
I
situations.
was told by somebody that you're already looking at the
Totally
Zombies game,
different.
and you think
I
that
am
you
not.
have
You know
an
what?
easy
I don't know who
Oh,
told you that, but that's
We're-
some
we're
fake
gonna
news.
see who wins this
So-
one.
That is some fake news, Pook. I don't know where you're getting that
Golfer,
Wow, so you have a
I'm gonna
bye
give
this
you the
week
If I had
Charles
Gibson, maybe.
Barkley.
Oh, my God.
Guarantee.
Thank you. I will take that.
Guarantee on this one.
Yeah. 107
Let's
to 2.
go. Moving on. Might even be bigger than that. We have
13.
number 13. Who is there? Oh, we have the scammer. That fucking bitch ass scammer versus number 4.
Oh.
Bill.
They've already matched up before, haven't they?
I think we know who wins this one. I think we do.
It's a close race.
It's a very tight one. Very tight one. Fuck him. Fuck his whole family. Moving on.
That
Jesus.
stupid little bitch Summer, or whatever the fuck her name
Ernie, do you have anything to say about number 13 scammer?
Oh, God.
is. Go.
Here
We will be
go.
calling him next segment.
Okay,
May-
moving
may-
on.
Oh my
Moving on. Moving on. We have number 3 Pussy We Got in the Bye versus number 14 Craig. I forgot you. I'm sorry, but I just put you at the bottom of the list. 'Cause I forgot to put you with the rest. I'm sorry. All right, my pizza's here. Great rankings. We'll be back next week. I'll be right
What
back.
the-
You didn't even
What?
finish it. What?
Well,
Finish it.
Ernie,
Pizza's
finish.
here.
You don't
I'm
even
not
know him.
finishing shit.
Hurry up and come back. Jesus,
He's
do I
gone.
just need to finish it?
Just take
How
a
are you
shot
gonna,
at it.
How are you gonna do the pizza in the middle of fucking your segment?
I mean, I would
Doesn't
leave
his
too
grandma
if-
get his
if
grandma
I
get
would
the pizza?
leave. If I hear pizza, I'm leaving too.
Fat fuck.
All right, we have number 11 Cheese versus Hunter. This is a juicy
Now
matchup
what
right
is
here.
what is that
That's
picture?
easy.
That is someone eating with a
That
mask
is
on, Hunter. That is what I picture
golfers-
Cheese in a restaurant trying to do.
Oh, okay.
Obsession with cheese and the Democratic.
Lol, that liberal. All right, and then after that, in the final group of matchups, we have a deer at number 7, that pesky deer, and he is going up against Pook Lee and his car. Pook Lee and his car. I think we all know who wins that matchup. Not Pook Lee and his
Look
car.
like deer.
Definitely the
Hey,
deer.
hey,
I
looks
want
like they
that
already
matchup.
played like
Deer.
Bill did.
The
Looks like
d-
they
Oh,
already
I
had
killed
that
that
matchup.
bitch.
The
I
deer
won that
definitely
matchup.
wins that matchup. Do you see how
Whoa,
fucked up Pook
that
Lee's
bitch.
car is right
You
there?
fucked that shit
And
up.
if one of them does make it out of that matchup alive, they face Ernie and Ernie pre-Snickers, which is definitely a very hard
Oh,
matchup.
That is a-
Pre-Snickers. Ernie pre- Ernie
Oh,
pre-Snickers. There's no way anyone's beating
Pook
Ernie
Lee.
pre-Snickers.
No.
Because you eat a Snickers when you're hungry, Ernie, and you turn into
My great
satisfied.
friend, my
No,
Ernie, you think
no
Lee
shot.
would win that matchup?
No,
There is no way the deer.
I'm-
The deer is
I'm
definitely
picking
winning.
Matchup.
Yeah, the
I'm
deer is
picking Ernie to win this bracket right here.
definitely
Pook Lee just
because
got to
Ernie
spit out
pre-Snickers
the
is
Corona
winning the whole
after
thing. I agree, Pook.
You love to see Ernie getting a bye there. You really do.
All right, and Zach, that's Zach's completely
that was
unbiased
our
playoff rankings.
Rankings.
Now eat your pizza, Zach.
Thank
All
you.
right, thank you. Wait, great segment as you had to stop midway through. Great job. All right, final comments for anyone. You can say something about the playoffs. You could say something about your team. You can say something about your toilet bowl matchups. Pook, say something about your bye, your easy week. You're hoping that your players don't get injured. What?
Yeah, I hope my players don't get injured. I hope Herbert doesn't get injured.
Whoa!
Wow.
Whoa, Pook.
That little,
Ah.
that was a little
No, I
match
said I
strategy
hope
there on
Herbert
Herbert.
doesn't get injured.
I know. I think that's a little match
Whoa!
strategy.
Chargers rather
I have
tough than
Eckler
Wade.
and
Resistance.
I have Eckler and Keenan. What do
Oh,
you mean?
okay.
I
Alright.
need Herbert to not get
We'll
hurt.
let it go. We'll let it go.
All right. Let's see here. Zombie, any comments as you sit? Wait your opponent.
Pook's a fucking little bitch. We all know. Oh,
Wow.
Whoa.
This is some little pre-talk for a possible championship matchup for the ages. I like
Zombie,
it.
that's a point for you. I'm marking this down. That's a point for you.
All
Golfer,
right.
you're at 0.
Wow. I'm at 107. What do you mean? It's already over.
Whoa, Zach, you got a
Ernie.
-1 for still being friends with Pete?
Ernie. Whoa, I am not friends with Pete.
Zombie, you are a henchman. So Zombie,
Nah.
that's negative 10 for you
True.
right there.
Everything you talk about
Yeah,
is
Zombie, you
fucking
shouldn't have brought that up because
Whoa.
the only person they think
dumbass.
that likes Pete more than me is you. So,
Suck his dick all night.
all right. Ernie, any comments? Final words?
Hunter, you fucking pussy. Let's bet.
Oh,
Bro,
alright.
you gotta make it out of the first round anyways. You better have. You better hope you make it out.
I'ma make it out. What? You gotta make it out too, pussy.
Listen,
Oh.
I won my matchup. You lost your matchup
Ooh,
last
that
week. I
is
don't know
true.
what the fuck you're talking about.
Ernie, are you really gonna let Bill sweep you this season?
Bill's not gonna sweep me. Who does
He
Hunter
already-
play?
I placed
Oh my god,
fucking
we're
Pusa
talking
again.
about this.
Didn't Bill beat him the first week? Or did
Can
Bill
we just
lose
straight
the
up
first week?
head-to-head matchup? My team scored
Listen,
more
listen,
points.
listen.
Omega lol.
If you even make it to the championship, we'll talk then. But I'm gonna
Oh,
wait
okay.
until
What
then.
are we talking then, bitch?
We'll
you
talk
guys can
about
talk
when
about
we
this
get to the
later.
championship.
Hunter, any comments?
Let's just move.
Final words?
Good luck to everyone in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Fucking pussy.
I
Except
hope
Matt.
Flaps loses because he cost me my playoff spot. But I
Oh, I
won.
like that. Thank you, Hunter. Thank you. Slaps, final words about our big matchup this week. I hope. Listen, I don't know who's going to win this between you and me, but I just hope it's not a .44 game like last time because I don't think I can handle another
I hope it
.44
is.
loss.
Nah, just good luck.
Thank you.
That's it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh
I'm
my
happy to be
God.
playing you this week over
I
the
am
other two.
cheering
This
for
is a
my
good matchup.
attorneys this week.
All right,
They know who they are.
Zach, wrap it up with the final words of the night. Go ahead.
I'd like to dedicate my final words to Ernie's cause. Hunter, you're a fucking bitch ass pussy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Whoa, does
Go
that,
ahead.
What happened to
can I
my
get
good
words?
friend
Can I not
Hunter?
get
Oh
words?
wait, yeah, I
Hey,
forgot
Zach,
about
Zach,
Matt.
Zach,
I'll give you
Zach,
words.
the
Hold
door's
on.
wide
You're
open.
hurting
I'll-
his feelings, Golfer.
Zach,
God.
Shut the
damn
hell
it.
up, Hunter.
Zach, I'll
unless you
Forgot.
fucking
How could I
go
forget
to
about my
Zach,
acquaintance? Oh my
Zach,
I
God.
can't hear you all the way
Toilet
down there
bowl.
in the
I'll
fucking
meet
toilet
you
bowl
in the
section.
toilet bowl and I'll
Means
knock you out of the
nothing,
toilet
Hunter.
bowl.
Oh.
I'm in the big boy bowl, Hunter.
I'll meet you. I'll
Need to
meet
be
Zach,
fair.
you
Zach, hold on, wait,
I'll
wait,
meet you in the
Pussy.
sewer,
Do we
buddy.
want? How do you want this side bet, Zach? What if you win this week against Matt, but Hunter scores more points this week than you? Hunter gets your spot into the next round.
No,
I
he's
don't
No,
bet
scared.
with
no,
He is
toilet
no,
too
no,
bowl.
scared.
that
He
is
is
I don't
too
bet with
scared.
toilet bowl.
That is unfair.
All right, I
You're gonna
tried,
be right
Hunter.
down
beat
Hunter, I did everything I could.
When it was my
Alright,
turn.
You're
I
gonna
did.
be
How about
right
we do
down
that,
here with
Golfer?
But
I could
Hunter,
do-
if
I
you
did
get
that.
slaps,
pussy,
but I
it
do
won't
more
bet on
points. I
it.
take your spot.
Whoa, Ernie, what? Don't turn this around on me, bitch. All
Golf-
right, and
Golf
Matt.
isn't the one talking smack. It's Zach.
Matt, final comments of the night. Matt, go ahead. Give us the Cam Newton hype for tomorrow night.
all right.
Hype us up for
So
tomorrow's.
tomorrow night, I will be sitting in front of my TV,
Yeah.
either getting very
In the party.
depressed.
In the party.
Yes, in the
Telling
party
us what
out
all
there
happens.
on my
in the
cable.
party.
Very depressed if
Ooh.
Cam Newton's playing bad, and I
The
mean,
best
I
thing-
mean, as you guys say, he's been playing like trash. And also, Ernie and Hunter, I have a proposition. You boys should do. You guys should make a wager that out of all three of the last, like all of the weeks, who has the total most points scored in the last 3 weeks total. You
I'll
guys
do
should
that.
you guys should do that.
Ooh.
And then
Hunter
whoever.
won't.
So like if you have one bad week, then you hope that you just the other 2 weeks. And I
I'll
think
do
that
that. I'll
Ernie.
do that, Ernie.
I
Let's
think
do
that
it, Ernie,
Ernie's
let's do
team
it.
will personally do
I
better.
mean, do you
because
want me just to
we
switch
have-
it where you guys face each other all 3 weeks and then see who wins best 2 out of 3?
Can you do that?
No,
I mean,
I'd like to do
no,
that.
just
Scored better.
keep the
I would
toilet
like
bowl,
to
but
do
the
that.
points scored. All
I
right,
would
20
like
bucks.
to do that where I play Hunter every fucking week. That is a dub every
No,
week.
no.
But Hunter,
That
if you
is
s-
a
No, no, no,
Hunter,
no,
if
no,
you
no.
score
Every
more
week.
points than
Listen,
him, Hunter, you're gonna win 2 out of the 3 weeks.
No, just keep the toilet bowl, but we'll just do that on the side.
Yeah,
God,
It's
you're
easy to look at
keep
that.
it.
You're
It's
such a
nothing.
fucking pussy.
All right,
I just
Dude,
think
we're
what are
still
you
gonna
guys
do the
betting?
Scored will make
I'll,
it
I'll
interesting.
put 20 bucks up.
20.
Whoever scores the most
Ooh,
points
all
in the
right.
next 3
Put
weeks.
it in the bets
All
chat.
right, put it in the
Scam-free
bets
bets
chat.
chat.
I'm not in the
You-
bets chat.
Oh, well, Adam,
All right,
Wonder
Adam.
why.
Adam in the
Wait,
scam-free
fuck
bets
scammer.
chat. We no
Type
longer
that
have
shit out, 'cause I
scammers.
am not typing all that shit out.
All right,
You
good
guys
luck
fuck
to
it.
everyone
I can
in
type
this,
it. I'll
or
type
good luck to the 4 teams in the playoffs
Okay.
this week. Hopefully everyone's teams stay healthy, pay attention to COVID, and good luck.
Good luck, Zach.
GG's.